be exposed. And we agree on what to be done. No be way goats don't chop shit. Then dog don't chop shit. Then the teeth of goat go come the rotten. Enough is enough for people to be using my name illegally. I will not accept that any longer. One thing that we don't know is that while we are in a position and we oppress the poor, we oppress the widows, their cries reach God faster than any other person's own. And those that have leadership over people must have the fear of God. So if we are not improving the welfare of the people, as we cannot do everything once, we cannot overburden them. So I ask you in this opening speech to feel free and to underscore the fact that we have nothing to hide. And we are on live telecast. And let me also let you know that people that are making noise will continue to make noise. And we continue to advance the state. The state is becoming too sophisticated for them. As we begin to work on water, because very soon we start working on water, we leave them to be complaining that we are raising dust. That is their stock in trade. But if you see them, they are dressing. If you see how they work out, you see that I have lost touch with the status of the state. Can we say, may God have mercy on them in Jesus' name. Amen. So this interaction is not going to end in 1 hour or 2 hours. It will end at the time that our people are satisfied and our people are happy and we have a common position. So tighten your belt and sit back and let the plane take off. God bless you. Thank you very much.
That was His Excellency Engineer Dr. David Muzomahi, the Aduwan of Adu Kingdom. And that's a wonderful speech. I tell you, when a leader is at the helm of affairs and he is the listening leader, he'll be taking the complaints and will come to address and put a stop to what the people are complaining about. And that's what His Excellency is doing today. Ebonians complaining of something and has come to address it. And right now,
to step forward for his own part of the assignment.
Of Ebonyi State, is going to the stage to speak on what his boss has established. Today, the market men and women are going to Smart Home. The deputy governor moving to the stage.
Already in place is recognized. For want of time, I will let go into a preamble that you have already laid.
Please, can you lend me your ears? I will not go into preambles that you have already laid and established, but distinguished audience, let me say synoptically that while we are here today is to resolve the complaints of the public, very few, in some cases over-exaggerated by people who want to score cheap political points, and also expose the people who are behind the mudslinging and the name-calling of this government and the government on the area of IGR. From the slide that we have, pages 1 to page 90, page 1 to page 77 of the slide contains the Ebonyi State Revenue Laws. Everything that you need to know about how much you pay for any particular item is contained on that. In due time, the ICT people will be scrolling through them in case you can't find it on the newspaper that you have. But I need to say that when you go through the pages of the newspaper, you may see manifest fees in that paper. It was as a result of the outcry of the public because they were being extorted by fraudulent men in the society and even the transporters themselves. The governor had to ban the collection of manifest fee in Ebonyi State. Therefore, if you find manifest fee on that newspaper, that manifest fee had long been abolished by the state government. At page 90, I want us to start with our quarries as one of the revenue heads in Ebonyi State. We have 8 contractors that are collecting revenue for us on all our quarries. And the 8 contractors are listed, as you will see on the screen. 24-hour Contractors Limited for Jinzang Adezulo, Prince Amy Global Services Limited, quarry in the whole of North, Nankata Mall International Limited, quarry at Central Zone. Mr. Casey Services collects our IGR on quarries in Ebonyi South Zone. Maxo Global Resources Limited collects our IGR at Umuaru Quarry. New Daniels Global Limited collects at Crush Rock Ishiago. New Bamson Limited collects at Proxy Quarry Ezilo. And Joyfield Jivik Global Nigeria Limited collects as Ezai Mego. These contractors have their targets. Ebonyi State government made comparison between Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State, and Abia State to know how much haulage fees that are payable by a driver. And haulage on trailer, Ebbc State government collects 6,000. And haulage on tipper, Ebbc State collects 3,000. For these other states I mentioned, for instance in Abia, what they collect is 8,000 naira on trailer. They also collect 8,000 naira on a tipper, making a total of 16,000 naira, as against 9,000 naira that Ebbc State government collects. We do not have at the moment that of Cross River because it is omitted here, but theirs is about 16,000 naira also. For Akwa Ibom, they have to shuttle between Cross River and Abia sometimes, and some of them come here. So theirs is quite astronomically high. This is to give you an idea that Ebbc State government is not out to reap the public, but we are fair and fair enough in our judgments and decisions. The expected daily revenue from each of these contractors is also on the table that you are seeing on the screen. The expected monthly revenue from them is also seen on the screen, that is on the last column. They collect revenue for 25 days and what they collect is also there. So at the end of the month, what Ebbc State government collects from the quarry sector is what you can see down there, 33.725000, and that is on the area of quarries. Another area of IGR, another subhead, is the markets. Your Excellency, distinguished gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the area that the whole public seem to be raising their voices, and an area that the enemies of government, the hoodlums, and also the miscreants take advantage of. We have made arrests, I need to inform you, Your Excellency, and distinguished audience. There are people that have gone to the market to print fake receipts to collect market tolls in the name of government, when government have not appointed them. Some of them are cooling off in the prisons as we speak. There are also some who masquerade as fake contractors. They print receipts in the name of the head contractor, and they go and collect illegal receipts from the public. But today, we need to resolve some of these issues. For the 13 local government areas, these are the local governments that make revenue contribution from the markets to Ebbc State government. There are 8 in number out of the 13 local government areas. And there are easy local government areas. What they remit to Ebbc State government revenue account every month is 450,000 naira. What Ebbc local government remits to Ebbc State government IGR account every month is 500,000 naira. And I will explain why there are some disparities in the figures. For Abakaliki local government, they remit 2,300,000 naira every month. For Huku local government, they remit 5,500,000 every month. For Ezza South, they remit 150,000 every month. Let me hear yes. For Ezza North, they remit 410,000 every month. For Ikwo local government, they remit 255,000 every month. For Afiko North, they remit 500,000 naira every month. The total IGR that Ebbc State government receives from the 13 local governments areas monthly is 10,065,000 naira only. Why is Ohuku revenue input to the account 5.5 million? It is because of the donkey market that we have in Ohuku. Each donkey, the owner of the donkey is expected to pay certain amount of money, and because of the volume of transaction and trade, it increases. It is a commercial activity that happens on daily basis, so they generate higher revenue from that donkey market. That is why you are having that figure that is 5.5 million. It is not to the knowledge of Ebonyi State government that any other local government area makes any remittance to our IGR account. And the contractors that are handling this revenue collection from these local government areas are Easy Local Government, Afripage Realities Limited. His telephone number is also on the screen. I'm sure, where is the ICT person? Huh? The telephone number of the contractor is there on the screen so that you can note it and ensure that if there is anything going wrong, you should be able to reach the contractor. For Ebonyi Local Government, it is Zero Dispute Contractors Limited. The telephone number is also there. For Abakaliki Local Government area, the contractor is Temtech Limited. His telephone number is also the ICT. Why is the thing not moving? For Ohuku Local Government, Clempetrus is a Clempetrus Enterprise Nigeria Limited. The telephone number is there. Kelichi Investment Limited is for Ezra South. Enic Integrated Farms is for Ezra North. Milton Favius Limited is for Ipo Local Government. Livilis Ventures Nigeria Limited is for Afiku North. And the telephone numbers are all there. I also need to say to us that only on very specific items do you have revenue amount collectible from the local government area markets above 50 naira. ICT, can you get to the markets? For those in the market in the local government areas, it is 50 naira. Fees on produce is 50 naira. And when they charge you for obstruction, they collect 100 naira from you. For business premises, it is 1,000 naira for those who own shops per annum. For a whole year, it is 1,000 naira, meaning that you are supposed to pay less than 100 naira for a shop in the market in the local government areas. For trade and adverts, for those who want to do advertisements, billboards and the rest of them, you are to pay 1,000 naira per annum for the whole year. It is less than 100 naira a month. For storage, it is also 1,000 naira per annum. This is the figure that there is wrong. It's 1,000 naira per annum. And for animal inspection, it is 100 naira per butcher. For those who kill donkey, for one live donkey in the market, it is 500 naira. Okay. So, if you check, and in your own local government area, they are collecting anything above the figures that you see here, know that the enemy is at work. Arrange people to go and arrest the person, beat them up, and lock them up in the police if you can. For the tenement rates, here we have had several meetings with the Landlords Association, their leadership, and the ICT person should also go to the tenement rate. The rate as proposed in our 2016 approved chart for Ebonyi State was based on 8.4% of the total value of a property. But because of the perception our people have that there is poverty in the land, that we are not like River State, we are not like Lagos State, they said they won't be able to pay the value, the percentage value of their properties. And we're arguing until the Landlord Association say that what they will be able to pay as of now is going by their own valuation, that each property has a value attached on it by them, and they are prepared to pay 5% of that value. We have gotten to a point where they nominated an estate valuer, and our state government is nominating an estate valuer to go together into valuation of all the properties in Ebonyi, so that we can establish the actual property value for each property we have in Ebonyi. But at the moment, if they are to pay the 8.4%, you will see on the column the annual proposed rates that they are to pay. At the moment, what the landlords are paying is 5%. And as of today, I am not sure that the Ebonyi State government has received up to 20 million naira from the tenement rates in Ebonyi. Same with environmental fees and also fire service fees. I also need to inform us that, Your Excellency, the reason why there seems to be an outcry in this area is because the public, the unsuspecting public, have made themselves vulnerable. And that is what we are trying to cure today. The hoodlums are trying to take advantage of the vulnerability of our populace to charge them and go and collect fees from them, in the fear that if they don't pay, that government will come after them. In actual sense, government is not the one coming after them. We agreed with the Landlord Association on how to reach out to their members to make this payment straight to bank. And the chairman of the Landlord Association is also here to bear testimony to the fact that the landlords have been collecting and making payment directly to the banks themselves. So anybody who comes to harass you in the name of government is actually not sent by government, but by some overzealous agents who are trying to enrich their pockets. Your Excellency, the rates that are payable on each category of property, ranging from flat, one bedroom, apartments, to flats, and to bungalows, including story buildings, are all contained in the chart as I earlier enumerated. They are also contained in the newspapers that we have. So if anybody is charging you anything above that, please make haste to report to us or to the police. We have tried to introduce POS in the collection of revenue in Ebonyi State. But sir, it is very unfortunate and very disheartening that our people are the ones that chase away these contractors. The police commissioner called me at one time to say that the people using POS to collect revenue for Ebonyi State government are in their custody. What was the issue? The issue was because some of the agents who used to collect unreceived cash as commission from these people at their whims and caprices no longer have access to collecting this money direct from them, because by payment of revenue and tolls through POS, nobody touches money. It goes directly to the bank, and they revolted against the people and started beating them up. It took my intervention for them to be released. Again, the POS was configured in such a way and manner that when it was deployed to the local markets, they attempted to collect through the use of POS. Unfortunately, it was not reporting on our platform, and we were losing revenue. We decided to suspend the use of POS in the local areas until a proper reconfiguration is done. I'm glad to report to you, Your Excellency and distinguished audience, that as of today, that configuration has been perfectly done. And in the next couple of weeks, we shall be deploying POS into our rural areas to collect tolls so that nobody will henceforth be defrauded by criminals and hoodlums. I also need to tell us that the issue of collection of tolls by criminals is not something that started today. It is something that started even before some of us were born. I know that when I was younger, that people used to lobby council chairmen for them to be appointed revenue collectors in the local government areas and in the markets, so that they can go and print fake receipts and collect money into their pockets. Today, it is still happening, but why there is now a public outcry is because this government is alive to its responsibilities to arrest those who are out to malign this administration. Your Excellency and distinguished audience, for want of time and that others may contribute for us to go into interactive session, I want to say that anything, any area of conflict, any area that the entire public is not too comfortable with on our IGR, the floor is open for them to complain. We shall respond to it, but I want to assure you on behalf of His Excellency the Governor and the government of Ebbc State that any complaint on the area of IGR must be tackled and will not rest until we resolve that issue. Just to say that you should shine your eyes, because at Ababa Market here, a lot of people have gone there in the name of government to go and collect 500 naira, 1,000 from the vegetable sellers in the name of government. And people rush to pay that, thinking that it is government that is collecting. In the weeks to come, all our revenue agents must be coming to you in their uniforms, so that once you see them, you will know that these are the true agents of government. But don't also fail to know that the criminals will not stop at nothing. They can also go to sew the same uniform to come and harass you and tell you that they are collecting for government. In some cases, it is also saddening to note that some of our community leaders and some persons in government connive with these criminals to rip off our people. And because a government official is involved, the public will think that it is the state government that is responsible for it. It is the responsibility of our traditional rulers. It is the responsibility of our community leaders that where the villagers and the market people are crying foul, that you should step in and arrest the situation. Where it is not solvable by you, you report to the state government and we shall step in to solve it. Your Excellency, distinguished audience, it is on this note that I want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity in this town hall meeting to explain what the internally generated revenue of Ebbc State is, how it is working, and to finally say that with your help, Ebonyi State government can be making up to 500 million, up to 1 billion naira in a month that can sustain the infrastructural development that Engineer Chief David Mweze Omahe is doing. It is only Ebonyi State that its idea is not up to 200 million naira in a month. Other states, Lagos State posts 40-something billion. Rivers State posts 18-20 billion. Enugu State government here posts 3 to 4 billion in a month. But in Ebonyi, it is less than 200 million naira in a month. It is something that we are not proud of. It is something that we are appealing to you to support the state government to see how we can scale up what we are doing, especially in the area of collection of IGR. I need to say too, that if every taxable adult in Ebonyi State, we pay Ebonyi State government 100 naira, just 100 naira as personal income tax, Ebonyi State government will be making over 1 billion naira in a month. But this is something that is like a third order to our society. Yes, you would want to sit down and enjoy good roads, you would want to enjoy pipe water, you want to enjoy street lights, you would want to enjoy all the modern trappings of infrastructure that will come into Ebonyi State. But just pay 100 naira as your personal income tax. It has become a terrible issue that the government is imposing on you. I want to appeal to us to reorientate our minds and begin to become supportive and play a partnership role in nation building and in state building. This is the only way we can grow. Thank you and God bless all of you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Please can we give him a round of applause? Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, before we start, let me also inform you that when we begin the interaction, ọkwa anyị site oyibo anyị asụ Igbo, onye ga-asụ Igbo ọsụ Igbo, onye ga-asụ village ya ọsụ asụsụ be ha. Please, so far the following persons have identified with us here. For Masters Bakers Association, Eze Felix. For Landlords Association, Chief Jesse Yambala. For Market Association, Emmanuel Ogodo Eba. For the Market Women Organization on Empowerment and Development, Otonye Christiana. For National Association of Nigerian Students, Owe Joshua. For Association of Town Union, Ugochukwu Abba. For House Women Traders Association, Ekwe Cynthia. We also have for cattle dealers, Alhaji Sule Mohammed. For SUG Ebbc, Obu Emmanuel, Ada Isokoma, Nketi Sunday, SUG School of Health Jumbo, Alo David, Idoko Market, NH Godwin, Owo Mbo Market Traders, Women Wing. We have Ali Lovett. And also we have Udokama Women, Ndidi, Ifedi. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Action is now about to start. So all the people that are collecting market toll in the local government, the contractors should find themselves out there. They should find themselves out, and then we want the market women, traders, stakeholders. We are treating the local government revenue now. So I want the people that want to ask questions to now come up too. So we are going to do the following. Market and all the markets, especially the one of local government. I take your decision, Makia. I have done a tenement rate. I apply a tenement rate. I take your decision there. I have done a I take your decision. Then the big one is the consolidated revenue. Ebe ana kunye ihe pasa environment. You know, ihe pasa fire service, ihe pasa all other revenues are one by one. So let us start with the local government markets. Can I have the list back from Ududa and Chief Press Secretary? Then the women or market people should quickly come out for their complaints.
Yes, we're still at Bangalore Tatanshi Stadium at Bakaliki on the town hall meeting of His Excellency Apostle Engineer Dr. David Mesomahi with a bunch of stakeholders and other people on the internally generated revenue. The state government received the complaints and the director today to meet with the people, market women, landlord association and other government functionaries or the contractors on the need to address all these complaints and put it to rest so that Ebonyi people will know actually the activities of the state government.
Please, where are the contractors, please? Contractors have mentioned, please come to the stage. Because only market women in the Toro, because they are not.
Bring the list for me. Yes, where is the contractor for Isi local government? Where are you? Raise your hand up. Okay. Ndiji, onye nwere ihe ọ ga-ekwu maka ihe na collecting Isi market. The contractor na collecting ebe a now.
Biko ọbụrụ ndị isi nwere iwe wetara efufu biko bịa bekwa ya onwe ya nwere akịrị ọjị gbasara na kobole l'iji local government ọ bụrụ nwere onye ọbụla ndị isi nọ ya. Okay.
Ebonyi local government, the same thing, not in any order. Abakaliki, Ohuko, Azar South, Azar North, Ikwo, Apipo North. So, Oya, Nyeli market women, Kapuo, Hajo Ikwo, Ikwo, Ebehana, Eben Chobuhaji.
Ana mabone ya Suliko, so Iko.
Executive Governor of Ebonyi State, Chief David Omar, I'm with you, sir. Great Ebonyi women, After Mrs. Akoji and State Woman Leader, Ebonyi State Market Women. And I Ebonyi State. For 14,000 naira in a year. After that 14,000, on where people are normal security. I have 300 naira per month. Everywhere, challenges for 2 months ago. To 2017. The letter with me. So I from 2012 to 2017. However, the amount had a remaining.
Hold on, madam. Eka gekukwa ga weta akwụkwọ ahụ. Wetia. SAIGR should mount the rostrum. SAIGR, and then the contractor that gave them the notice should also raise his hand up. Yes, SAIGR, who is the contractor for that income tax?
Yes, the income tax is assessed by tax authorities. It's not contracted out at other collection.
Who gave the order for the income tax from 2012? Who gave the order? You did not know, but you know that the income tax is assessed by tax authority.
Yes, yes.
So who is the tax authority?
I'm the tax authority, yes.
You are? You risk being arrested by me today, because if I discover all this nonsense, I will make arrest. I'm asking you a very serious question. You gave somebody to pay income tax from 2012 to 17, and government is not aware of it. So who is the contractor, and if you are the assessor, you assess them without putting any amount for them to pay?
The assessment authority of each tax jurisdiction.
I didn't hear you.
The assessment authority have different tax jurisdiction. So it is when I see the paper, we have Abakaliki, we have Akaliki, we have Ebbc, we have Ubodo.
And only you is assessing all these things? Only you?
No, I'm advocating the assessment authorities. I'm not the one assessing.
Who is the assessment authority? You said you are the one.
No, the assessment authorities, we have AS in all these jurisdictions.
I don't understand you. Who are the heads? Are they contractors or government?
No, they are government staff, yes. They are staff of
Tax investigation and assessment 2012 to 2017. Pursuant to section 46, subsection 47A to D of personal income tax cap, this laws of Federal Republic of Nigeria as applicable upon state. Please be informed that detailed investigation of your tax matter 2012 to date has been arranged by this office in order to recover past 6 years tax evaded by you through negligence, willful default and omission. You are therefore required to attend an interview with me at this office on or before 23rd with the following documents: bill of quantity, if any, tax receipt. Alternatively, you can engage this service of professional accountant to prepare complete past year's final income tax with audit. Now, the point remains that, Madam, na akwụkwọ ha nyere gị na o nwere ihe dị ọjọọ na ya, mana mmasị gịnị na ESCO members amara about ihe a, even though na he may agree na people ga-akwụ income tax, mana achọghị na ndị mmadụ income tax ekwesịrị iwebata ya na ESCO. A na-edenye ndị dị otu akwụkwọ amara ego ole gọọmenti ga-asị na ha ga-akwụ. and achọghị na ndị mmadụ tax ekwesịrị ịkpọkọta ha n'otu akpa ya akpa si nekwa amara ihe ọbụla dị ha n'obi ka a ga-esi na yaba tax. So I am suspecting the income tax till further notice. Thank you. So anyway, anybody goes to the market to collect income tax, it is illegal from today until further notice. And if we want to collect income tax from markets, we will engage the market men and women. We will discuss with them. We will know what is convenient for them. But in the meantime, all income tax to all the markets are hereby suspended. Okay, Madam Neukwari. The security money unu na akwa borokwa government ku unu na akwa okwa ndi otu unu ku unu na akwa okwa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ego unu na akwa na security oburu ibu.
Obughị ibu maka na onwe ndị ji akwụ salary.
Obi dị unu maka nke ahụ.
Ebe na-ewute anyị bụ aja na ụmụ nwaanyị na-echicha na village bịa nọ na meat market ma na Gunning Road ma ebe ọbụla ahịa dị iche iche ndị anwa bụ ndị ewepụtara ase ndị task force na-ejide ha ga-afụ onye ji akwụkwọ nri a ga-erete 200 naira anara onye anwa 200 eburuba steeti ya tinye na bọs.
Okay. Unugenti sitata na aga n'iru na market anyị niile. Onye anatakwa na ụmụ nwanyị ya na-abịa enwere shop mmadụ anachikwana ha ego ọbụla. Thank you. Thank you. Onye ọbụla nara ụmụ nwanyị enwere shop ego ọbụla na ebe niile na Ebonyi steeti onye ahụ ga-aga nga abalị ise. Baba Ibike Naju. Hold on. Okay. All hawkers, no more tax or revenue. All hawkers. All hawkers. No tax or revenue. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hello. We want to get the people. Get on it.
Madam na-ekwukwa nchọrọ ịma mkpu unu niile ihe gbasara Ebonyi steeti mma sọvdo fancha tata. O nwere ihe ọzọ na-akpagbu unu mee ka anyị mara.
Ọ bụ ha na o nwere ka eji wee mee ụmụ nwaanyị a na-eji na villages na-apụta sọmbụ ji ihe ha kọtara akọta ka ha ji ọ bụrụ ihe ha kọrọ ego na ndị goro ego mana ihe ha ji pụta anya nwere nke watụrụ 1,000 naira.
Ọkwa ya sigo na o nwere onye ọbụla ga-anazi nọọ ndị nwe shọpụ n'ahịa ga na-akwụ ụgwọ. Onye nwere shọpụ o nwekwana ụgwọ na-akwụ. Unu na-aga afịa unu ewere mgburu tinye na ihe a unu. Onye dị ịnụ na ihe a unu etijie ya ụkwụ.
Thank you.
Hold on. Go ahead, madam.
His Excellency,
yes.
The executive governor of Ebbc State, the wonder working governor, the governor that gave us flights, gave us roads, and turned Ebbc State into a Dubai of Nigeria. We salute you. We, the market women organization of Ebbc State, we are happy for what we have seen and what we are experiencing today. You have given the women of Ebbc State a voice, and we are happy to associate with a digital governor, a governor that does not carry last, a governor that can say a thing and it will come to pass. We salute you, our own apostle. We salute you, the father of the fatherless. We salute you, the father of the market women. We salute you, the Tokunatu governor. We salute you, our own governor. We say, may the Almighty God that has kept you in that seat and made you to be the tenant of our time continue to give you that seat and cause you to retain that seat in the name of Jesus.
Madam, you sound like TA. You are hereby appointed one. You are hereby appointed technical assistant to the governor on market women affairs. Effective from 1st of August. The commissioner says there are two TAs there, the first person and the second person. Okay, go ahead. I want to hear all your problems. We will solve them today.
We go to the villages and we see what our women
Which one is your local government?
My local government is actually not local government.
Okay.
In some of these local governments, we see some women being asked to pay for extra fee. They will pay 7,000.
Everything has been abolished.
Okay.
It's only those that have shops will pay consolidated revenue. Only one revenue.
Amen.
Okay? And all the women now, all those small women, we are going to assist you today. Okay? In the women of the capital city, we are going to be donating the sum of 20 million grant to them. And then the 13 local government market women, every local government will donate 10 million to them. Now, what we want you to do is that if there is any way we had collected revenue from these people, you will use that to assist them. If these people that are selling vegetables, you can assist them. You can be 5,000, 10,000, but make sure it gets to all these women that are not doing much. It will assist. So a total of 150 million will go to the market women. Approved. Approved. Now, hold on. Where are the chairmen of local government? Can you please stand up? Where are the coordinators? Coordinators. Very well. Please listen to this agreement. From today, all revenue collection in local government development sector is hereby suspended. What do we want to do? We want to use Thursday and Friday to meet with all the chairmen and all the coordinators and all the market men and women. Let us see what is being collected. Let us agree on how it is collected. Our people should not be harassed. Our people are being harassed by these revenue collectors. And the law says that if you are a revenue collector and you are harassing the people, you should go to prison. So we don't want any collection. Kobo, chairmen, coordinators, come to the meeting with, if it is your law, come, but our own overrides your own law. So the collection is going to be based on what government law of the state has approved. We are dividing ESCO members and boards and commission. The SSG will do that with deputy governor. And those in the south may go to the north to witness this meeting. Those in central, swap them. And so it will be concluded on Thursday and Friday. There must be no excuse. It is only the revenue agreed and method of collection agreed that will be allowed in the development centers and the local government areas. Anybody who does otherwise is heading to the prison. We must know what you are collecting. We are not interested in the money you are collecting. It's not our interest. But whatever is happening in the local government and development center, it is the governor that is being called. And so I will fold my hands and allow that. So remember, it is Thursday and Friday. You contact the deputy governor and SSG and commissioner for local government. 3 of them are in charge. They will tell you the people that are coming. I expect on Thursday you can take to local government. They will start to announce it, and we have enough time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, enough time to gather your data. All the market activities must be reviewed. So, madam, you will share yourselves, organization, to go and monitor this discussion in the 3 zones. Where collections are happening and you don't like it, you have to voice it out. They will bring the report to ESCO. ESCO will decide. The position of coordinators and chairmen will be made known. The position of the market association will be made known. We take decision. All traditional rulers must attend that meeting. All town union presidents and executives must attend that meeting. All councillors and management committee must attend that meeting. Is that clear to us?
Yes, sir.
Which means that all the activities of contractors, this is it Afri-Page reality, suspended. Zero dispute, suspended. Semitech, suspended. Clemetrus, suspended. Kelichi investment, suspended. ENAC, suspended. Milton House, suspended. Livilizi Venture, suspended. I know that some of my executives, their hands are here secretly. But that day, una go confront everybody. It is only what we agreed that we pay. And the market women and men will help us in the collection of whatever that is agreed. And traditional rulers will now keep watch. Any legal collection should be reported also to the traditional rulers and town union presidents. Is that okay? We want Ebonyans to be free. We don't want anybody in Ebonyi state to be oppressed by anybody. Is that okay? So the women, your matter is over. But don't send if you send your children to hawk during the school hour, we will arrest them, and when you come to claim them, we will arrest you. So no children of school age should be allowed to hawk during the school hours. And you must do operation show your PVC, our women. Is that okay? Yes, you set a date where you do rally for your very beautiful women. Yes. So you do a rally where we will attend, and then we will give you your money, 150 million naira. Thank you. Now the local government revenue people can now disembark. We have only 8 local governments here. The other 5 local governments that are outside the capital city, take note. The contractors must be exposed. We are not trying to know what you are doing, but we want to know how you are doing it, so that sanity will return to our state. Now, tenement rates. Tenement rates. Who are the people? The landlords can mount the rostrum, because I am going to get mad about tenement rates. They are not paying. The landlord should mount the rostrum. Who are the collectors? Give the woman to talk.
Chief Justice Okala, the chairman of the landlords.
Give the woman to talk.
Amen. Your Excellency, may God bless you in Jesus' name. I thank you for telling us today you are here to solve all the Ebonyi's problems. I'm here to present, this is what God wants me to tell you, sir. He wants you to be all-round governor. Your Excellency, God wants you to be all-round governor for him. I'm talking about, there is something that happened in civil service during the days of our ex-governor, first executive governor, Dr. Sam Omiyebu. There are a particular group of civil servants whose their promotion has been denied, even up to 15 years. And when our first executive governor was about to leave office, they organized a labor union. They met with His Excellency and he approved that those officers who doesn't have additional qualification should be upgraded to their terminal cadre. But up to now, even the recent promotion that was being conducted, they are not included. And ever since then, the wrath of God fall upon civil service. And God has, yes.
I will solve the problem. Let them submit all their names to my chief press secretary. All their names. Submit to my chief press secretary. I will solve the problem.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello. Landlords. Because Agama standing now already protocols of on the ground. And Agama is equal.
Please, can we have your attention? This is very important. Yes.
In Campo, Brandon Laws, about state, negative excellence. Where to money? No one on our line at this state. I have to work again. I have to work again. What the heck am I working again? No, living in our state. I was saying to what the guy state 2 weeks ago. But when you think about noise about our state, what has our state done? We not check and tell. We're going to watch us and we share a stack on Sansa. No, about safety, the moment about safety on there. No one be the longer general. So, you can go your winner. When I say our amiable governor, I would assume, I will get 2015. I can go on 2019. And the landlords are about state. Up when I get the power. Every time the landlord, the tenant. If you are the tenant, you must be a worker to the landlord. So, and I was telling you what side in there, where the Yakan Africa, can only follow or I was it. So I take it in there. Second, the money is not good as well. Where with you? I mean, I was about property rate. I know government, and look at agree. Now, property rate, and I know where.
They who no matter agree.
I will agree on 5%. Take a deputy governor's way. I will agree on 5% and we are paying it. They have been supported. The payment then is able to the TIA, the government officials, and I have where
All the poor ones now for this property rate.
Okay.
There will be no problem. Also, collect this property rate contractors. They want proper register. This year, next year we the register. Or Nicolau, Famora Nicolo, Famora Diaprono, or Macadebiana. Also, Nico, other about some relations Faro. Above now, or to Tamara, especially the Nukundin Mother. Said tax force. If they want 2 persons, everybody will rise up to pay. I never watched argument in taxation. If I can't make it, I talk here was a law Asefa. Here was an Asefa. I, the family agreed, I get what approve. I could tackle. When they catch I never put on the road. Let's get a suddenly, if I rest again, I can go to pocket 5,000 each person go pocket. Which is a go pocket, and outside which is not proper.